through their academic program and be a part of it, be a student athlete for that program. It's a pretty cool day, and I told these guys that sign with us, football is a team sport. Today is the one time you can really individualize yourself and just kind of enjoy the moment. Because, you know, they should celebrate it, their families should celebrate it. This is a big day, and you know what, tomorrow back to work. Really proud of our coaches for their efforts in recruiting. They did a tremendous job. These guys, you know, we didn't get everybody. You recruit guys and all that, you don't get everybody you recruit. But I know this, you know, we built strong relationships with the guys that we signed. We built relationships with the guys that even went other places. But they did it the right way, never compromised the integrity of our program. They're very straightforward on who we are and what we do and how we do it. And the guys that want to be a part of it are on this list right here. And so sitting in with the high school coaches, the parents, you know, when they leave here and they talk about, you know, the differences between, you know, our coaches and different places and what we do with them and how they interact. That's a big part of anything we're doing recruiting is those relationships that we're building. And really, for a lot of these guys, as it got down to the end and more offers start coming their way from different schools, as guys start to bug out and go different places, these guys start getting more and more offers. Well, the key factor is not necessarily the programs all the time, it's those relationships you've built with the families and the players, and that's important. You know, they're coming into what we feel like is a special culture, and we want to know all about them as well. So I want to thank our coaches for doing a great job, for our recruiting staff and what they've done this entire recruiting process, all the help that we've gotten throughout this recruiting weekends from our professors, Dr. Custer, Mark Coyle, everybody involved. We could not do this without them. This is truly a team effort when it comes to putting together a signing class in college football. Today is a special day too. Coach Sanford's birthday today, so I do want to give a shout out to him. He's gone backwards, he's 27. So he is having a special day as well, and excited about these guys we signed. Just looking at the list, you know, there was a new one that came in there, Darion Jackson. That's now on the list as well. But you know, as you go through it here, and you know, we can talk about each one of these players. Everybody has a different story, and you know, we're represented in Idaho, Florida, Texas, Arizona, California, and I'm missing one in there. I think I got everybody, didn't I? Kansas as well. And you can kind of see that, you know, California is one of our primary areas. Texas has been good to us. And then, you know, all the way into Florida, you know, where we don't have a heavy presence there, but we've built relationships with coaches, and they understand the type of guy that we're looking for. And you get a phone call from a high school coach that says, hey, this is a Boise State guy. And when they say that, you pick up the phone and you find out exactly what they're talking about. And that's what we found with Marquise and Brian Jefferson, who's been committed to us for a long time. Solid as it gets, and tremendous player. So, you know, excited about the class we've got. I think we filled our needs. You know, we looked at the defensive backfield and said we need quite a few guys in the defensive backfield because we're losing quite a few. We wanted to get bigger in length on the offensive line. That's exactly what we did. If you look at these guys when they come in here, Garrett Larson, Eric Cabedo, these guys coming in here, John Molchon, they look the part, and these guys are going to get bigger, and they all can bend and they all can run. Wide receiver, you know, we talked about, you know, guys in here that have a feel, and I think Keelan Butler is that guy. I watched him play live, and speed. Brian Jefferson shows that on tape, and if you look at him now, he's a worker. He's put the time in. One of the linebacker, you know, between Marquise and Drew, we have good linebackers coming back, so these guys will have opportunities, hopefully, to come in here and learn what we're doing. You'd love those guys to be able to redshirt. Now, maybe they don't. They have a chance to play if they're the best players. That's what's going to happen. But then you're going to lose that group of linebackers, you know, and all of a sudden you're going to need some really good players, and I think these guys are to come in there and replace the group that we have. And then D-line, you know, we had two guys, Sam Whitney, Matt Locker. You start looking at, you know, where we are moving forward, we're going to lose 7 D linemen. You know, that's going to be a group like we had this year at the defensive backfield. We're going to be recruiting a lot of guys. So, you know, these 2 guys here, we don't really need them to come in and contribute right now if everybody stays healthy. So they have a chance to get bigger. We can marinate them a little bit and give them a chance to develop, and then come springtime, you know, it's on at that point. Then they're going to have a chance to play. We do have an LDS player that's going to go on his mission, Riley Wimpy. And he's a great story. Both his brothers played at Utah State, and Utah State's a tremendous program, and they had a great experience there. And you know, he felt like that this was the place that fit him and his style. He comes from Utah, goes to San Clemente High School, and nobody knows who he is. He has to prove himself there, and all of a sudden he becomes one of their team leaders and captains for that team as a new guy coming in. Guys on campus now: Cameron Miles, Raymond Ford, Brett Rippon. You know, those guys are all here. They're in the mix. We did a signing day with them today. We surprised them. We had the team in here. Their coaches had them held behind their offices and made them late, so they were a little bit scared when they walked in, and everybody in here was excited and clapped for them, and they were able to sign and do the hats and have a little bit of fun with it. But you know, that's important. These days, this particular day is extremely important for guys to celebrate it, and so we did that for them. At tight end, Matt Pistone, you know, he's the guy who reminds me of, and you know, don't make this an unfair comparison, but Richie Brockle, you know, from a standpoint of that he's really smart, he's multiple, with his hand on the ground, backfield, fullback, can run, make plays, you know, and Richie's obviously a guy that's playing at the highest level. But I really like that this guy is very smart and can do a lot of different things, and I know Coach Drink just fell in love with him because of that, and you've seen what we've done with our tight ends and the multiple sets we use. So you look at our class, you know, I really am excited about these guys, and you know, hopefully we'll finish it today. There'll be another one, you know, coming in here, and then you know, we'll move on from there. Today is also a big day, you know, as you look forward, you know, to the next one, and there's a lot of action going on that, you know, as you look at the 2016. And the one thing we talked about, you know, in recruiting is, you know, after this recruiting season is over and we're moving on to the next, we're going to scrap everything, go back, look at it, tear it down like we don't know what we're doing, and try to figure out a better way to do it. And Coach Yates brought up a great point. You know, last year we came off an 8-5 season, a new staff, we hadn't done anything, so there wasn't a whole lot of talk about Boise State, you know, as far as, you know, what's going on there. It was, you know, let's figure it out and see what they do. We come out, we have a fairly successful season, playing a very big bowl game and win it. And I know that caught a lot of attention from guys that you know, are looking at us now, and so, you know, we'll see how that plays into this next recruiting class. You look at our non-conference schedule, you know, those first 4 games that we get started, that's going to be a great schedule to go out there and play some very good teams, and play some teams at home. I know our guys are excited about it, but that will help us in recruiting as well, you know, as we go out there and get prepared for that. So from that standpoint, you know, we're still rolling in the recruiting department, and you know what, get these guys all locked in and ready to go for summer. They'll come in here in July, and then you know, they're ready for action, and we start camp August 5th, 6th, right around there, depending on, you know, when that gets all finalized. Our current team right now, these guys are working. They're already been in the workouts. We've got that going. We're doing some different things. But you look at our guys now compared to where they were last year, and, you know, just looking at them, bodies and all that, they look different. They're starting ahead of where they started last year, and Coach Pittman's done a great job. You know, the thing that we talked about this spring is being further, faster. You know, we're having another year. We're into year 2 together. We need to be further along and faster throughout this spring. As we come out of spring, we need to be ready to play. We get into that first game, you know, you hope you're playing at a level that you're playing against Arizona, you know, that you're ready to go. You're not working your way through all the things you have to figure out with, you know, some guys coming back that are veterans on the team, and there'll be some obvious positions that we have to fill that are new, but, you know, for the most part, they can anticipate what we're doing, and if they can do that well, then they can execute better at what we're asking them to do. So we'll celebrate the Fiesta Bowl tonight at Big Al's. That'll be part of the celebration that we have with signing. We'll want to see as many people come out there. This is huge, and I'll say one thing to our fans and our community. One of the biggest things that came and showed up in recruiting was the community, Boise, Idaho, that the parents that came and the players just said, hey, you know, school, all that, you know, there's a lot of stats. You can spend it however you want to. You can look good in every way, but you can't fake the community. And when you go out there and how these people react to them and respond to them, how they see people interact with each other, that was as big as anything that we can't even control as a staff. We just know, and it was exactly what these people had hoped for. That are going to be a part of our program. So, hope today is a great celebration, you know, for our players. That Big Al's is fantastic. We'll have some fun tonight. It'll be entertaining. To talk about our players, you guys will enjoy it. People that are there will enjoy it, and you know, we're excited about talking about these guys, and then you know, kind of putting that Fiesta Bowl year and season behind us, but celebrating, you know, the way these guys went out there and performed this last year. We had an early signing, if you guys had read about that, that came in big on Thursday night. Left shark, you know, came up to be a big one. We're working on another 2016 right shark that will be this next year, so you guys might find out a little bit more about that. But we had this, you're sitting around, this is so serious that we're just sitting there kind of waiting, you know, we're talking to these guys, and there's a little bit of dead time, and Coach Drink is like, you know, have you seen this left shark deal? And I saw it on Jimmy Fallon the night before. They talked about it, and obviously the Super Bowl, and we came up with a way to talk about this a little bit, and some guys put some tweets out there, and when it got out there, I sent something, and I kind of thought, you know, what the heck did we just do? And all of a sudden it blew up, and it was a whole lot of fun. I think the thing that the point about it was from us is, you know, the night before signing day and all that, hey, everybody's stressed out, but you know, we'll have a little bit of fun. And Coach Yates, if you asked him, you know, before that last drive in the Fiesta Bowl, I got him there, and I had probably one of the best coaching points of my life to him and the defensive staff, and I was very proud of. I just said, hey, you know, if they don't score, we win, and that was it. And I think they got the point. So it was fun, and they didn't, and we won the game, so didn't want to take anything for granted. But you know, that's part of this staff. You know, these guys work really hard. They're really good at what they do, but we have a lot of fun with what we do as well. So that was part of it. And with that, we'll open up for questions.